How did one director create 8 of the most iconic movies of our century, while others spent decades chasing one masterpiece? Christopher Nolan got 3 in the top 20. But this isn't a story about talent. It's about obsession. Nolan didn't start with blockbusters where he crashed planes into buildings. He started with puzzles. Memento, a story told backward. The Prestige, a lie wrapped in a lie. He knows a confused brain checks out, but a bored brain, it fights for an answer.
Every moment, it's infinitely complex. They have access to infinite time and space.
But confusion alone doesn't make a masterpiece. His real trick is hiding deep struggles within complex stories.
Don't let me leave, Merv!
Inception is a heist movie, but in reality, it's about grief.
Look at me! Oh no! Jesus Christ!
Interstellar is a space odyssey, but the real story is about a father's guilt.
No! 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 No!
And Tenet is about time paradoxes, but in actuality, it's about having 2 hours of dialogue while you can't understand half of it.
Well, we better put it out the hole before the bomb goes off, eh?
But it only works because he doesn't tell us whether we're still dreaming or if the aliens are the future humans. You have to figure it out. That's why you feel like you solved the universe after leaving the cinema. Because you did. You followed the story and you came to that conclusion. He doesn't tell you. He trusts you enough that you'll find the answers yourself. But there's a price to obsession. Nolan doesn't use CGI shortcuts. If a script says sink a ship, he sinks a ship. And if Batman needs a tumbler, he builds it. Studios call it insanity. He calls it necessary. Because when you see Tom Hardy drop a plane, you feel it. He took countless risks. Executives told him The Dark Knight was too long, too dark, too real for a comic book movie. They said it flopped. He would never make another movie again. Well, everyone's wrong sometimes. Let's talk about his latest movie, Oppenheimer. A story about a guy who spends his life to create a weapon that could kill millions of humans. And when he finally achieves it, he's like, wait, this could kill millions of humans! Just to spend the rest of his life talking about how terrible his creation is. It's actually the first Christopher Nolan movie I've watched in cinema. It's kinda annoying, having to go outside, seeing other people, spending 25 bucks, seeing other people. Anyways, I was talking to my brother and his girlfriend about Oppenheimer, and they told me they are gonna go watch it and asked me if I want to join them. So we went there, and I brought this big ass water bottle, and I told my brother he can just hide it in his jacket. To which he replied, how am I supposed to fit that in my pocket? And I said, just put it in there. And he looks at me as if I've completely lost it, which I have. Anyways, I told him, just wrap your jacket around it. After successfully bringing contraband items into the cinema. Just kidding. Not kidding. We watched it, and I have to say, it was pretty good. For a movie where they sit around and talk for 3 hours. But honestly, it could be one of my favorites. Maybe because I watch it how you're supposed to. But I digress. There's just something special about how the story is told. I mean, when was the last time you heard someone yap for 3 hours and it was entertaining? I mean, I could yap for 3 hours, but you just open TikTok after 20 seconds. I mean, you probably stopped listening to me 5 minutes ago. Anyways, back to Oppenheimer, a movie about history and bombs. While the movie doesn't care about either. It's not about the events that happen, it's about what they mean. We get thrown through timelines, seeing what happened in the life of a man who's racing time to split atoms before the enemies do, only to split his soul instead. The movie's one big court trial, where we go from being the judges to asking ourselves, would we have done the same? And that's exactly why he's as successful as he is, because there are few things that make me stop and think about what I've just watched. Maybe it's because I don't think. Or maybe it's because it's really hard to tell a story in a way that has real impact on someone else. But why does Nolan dominate? Because while you think you're watching a movie, you're walking through a maze he built. Great directors make you watch their movies. Christopher Nolan makes you feel them. So, could you be him? Maybe, if you're willing to risk looking delusional, giving your all without guarantees of getting anything back at all. Or maybe, Just ask ChatGPT instead. Should be equally good. This is a video about a TikToker who gave it his all to make his own musical. Subscribe if you want to see more. Yeah, wouldn't have done it either.